This false smear following a 3-year criminal investigation should be viewed with great skepticism.
Brace yourself, because this story is straight up crazy and packed with more twists than a maze. So here's the deal. Sunny Hostin, the fearless, no-nonsense co-host of The View, known for dropping fiery opinions on everything from politics to pop culture, just got caught up in a whirlwind of legal and personal chaos. And trust me, this isn't your run-of-the-mill gossip. Nope, this situation is way messier. We're talking federal lawsuits, fraud accusations, and whispers of some intense behind-the-scenes drama that's got people shook. You thought Sunny just threw down during those heated debates on daytime TV? Well, think again. This scandal has her name plastered everywhere, and not in a good way. And the buzz? It's spreading fast. Let's break this down and see how things got so out of control. Let's dive into the heart of this chaos. The man at the center of it all, Drew Emmanuel Hostin, Sunny Hostin's husband. Emmanuel, once a respected orthopedic surgeon, is now making headlines for all the wrong reasons. Things took a wild turn when American Transit, a major insurance company, hit him, and nearly 200 others with a jaw-dropping lawsuit. And get this isn't about some small-time billing mix-ups. Nope! The lawsuit claims they were running a massive, elaborate fraud scheme that could put Hollywood heist plots to shame. The accusations? Emmanuel was allegedly performing surgeries that patients didn't even need, racking up insurance payouts while doing it. Shocking, right? But here's where it gets even crazier. The lawsuit was filed under RICO laws. Yep, those same laws used to take down organized crime rings. This isn't just some minor infraction, it's serious business. The stakes are sky high, and the buzz around this case is explosive. This is as serious as it gets. But here's where things take an even wilder turn. Rumors are flying that Sunny herself might have known way more about her husband's alleged actions than she's letting on. Can you believe that? And let's not forget, before becoming a familiar face on The View, Sunny was a federal prosecutor. Yep, her whole career was about upholding the law and fighting corruption. The irony? It's so thick you could slice through it. People are buzzing, speculating that she may have used her legal smarts to help cover up her husband's tracks. So, what's the truth? Was she pulling the strings behind the scenes, or just an innocent bystander caught in a storm she didn't see coming? Either way, the internet is in a frenzy. Opinions are flying everywhere. Now let's break down the lawsuit itself, because this isn't your average courtroom showdown. American Transit is accusing Hostin and nearly 200 others of exploiting New York's no-fault insurance laws. These laws are supposed to help accident victims by covering medical bills without needing to prove who was at fault. Sounds fair, right? Well, according to the lawsuit, Hostin and his alleged crew twisted that system into their personal cash machine. They're being accused of pulling off unnecessary medical procedures, submitting fake claims, and pocketing tens of millions in fraudulent payouts. Can you imagine that level of deception? But hold up, it gets even juicier. Because this case is filed under RICO laws, any damages awarded could be tripled. That means if the court finds them guilty, we're talking billions in potential penalties. Billions! That kind of money could destroy anyone's career, no matter how powerful or respected they were. This isn't just a legal battle, it's a career-ending catastrophe waiting to happen. But hold up, it gets worse. Reports are now surfacing that federal investigators raided the Hostin residence with a search warrant, and what they allegedly found is shocking. We're talking piles of cash hidden throughout the home, stacks on stacks of money. Enough to raise serious eyebrows and send speculation into overdrive. Was this mountain of cash linked to the alleged fraud scheme, or is there some other explanation? People are buzzing with questions. Sunny, of course, has firmly denied any wrongdoing. She's called the accusations against her husband baseless and insists their family has nothing to hide. But let's be real, when federal agents are digging through your house and rumors of hidden money are flying around, it's hard not to wonder, is there more to this story than meets the eye? The public isn't buying easy answers, and this scandal just keeps getting messier. Sunny's never been one to back down from controversy on The View. She's built her name on bold opinions and no-filter commentary. But now, her critics are having an absolute field day. They're calling her out for hypocrisy, questioning how she can sit on national television and slam corruption when her own household is under such intense scrutiny. And honestly, it's a valid question. How does someone who spent years demanding accountability and transparency square that with the allegations surrounding her husband and possibly herself? Social media is on fire with people demanding she step down from The View, claiming her credibility as a commentator is done for. Still, not everyone is piling on. Some are defending her, reminding the world that these are just accusations and everyone deserves the benefit of the doubt. But let's be real, the court of public opinion isn't known for patience or kindness, and Sunny's learning that the hard way. This controversy is only getting hotter. And when it comes to public backlash, the drama isn't just outside. There's been plenty brewing right on the set of The View. Sunny's co-hosts have been noticeably quiet about the scandal, but let's be honest, you can feel the tension. Fans of the show have picked up on it too, with rumors swirling that the network might already be considering cutting ties with Sunny to protect the show's image. I mean, The View is all about tackling tough issues and holding people accountable. So how can they keep Sunny on the panel while she's caught up in a messy legal storm? It's the question everyone's asking, and the uncertainty is palpable. But let's pull back for a second, because this isn't just about one doctor allegedly pulling off a fraud scheme or a TV personality caught in the fallout. This is about the collision of power, privilege, and accountability. Sunny Hostin has always portrayed herself as a champion of justice, but now people are wondering if that image is starting to crack. Sunny has always portrayed herself as someone who fights for the little guy and speaks truth to power. But if these allegations turn out to be true, that image could come crashing down. And what about the patients allegedly caught in this mess? If the claims hold up, real people, many of them hardworking taxi and rideshare drivers, may have been put through unnecessary medical procedures just to line someone's pockets. That's not just unethical, it's straight up horrifying. Imagine going in for help and becoming a pawn in a money-making scheme. The thought alone is enough to make people furious. And let's not overlook the legal risks Sunny herself could be facing. If investigators find any evidence linking her to her husband's alleged actions, she could be staring down serious charges of her own. This isn't just a family scandal anymore. It's a full-blown legal nightmare with huge stakes for everyone involved. And let's be clear, we're not talking about some minor slap on the wrist here. This is serious. We're talking potential prison time, financial devastation, and the total collapse of Sunny's career. The stakes are sky high and the pressure, it's mounting by the day. But here's the twist. Sunny isn't going down without a fight. In a blistering statement, she came out swinging, blasting American Transit and accusing the company of launching a smear campaign against her family. According to her, this lawsuit is nothing more than a desperate attempt to dodge paying out legitimate claims. She's standing by her husband, insisting he's completely innocent. And they're not backing off legally either. Her high-profile attorney, Mark Garagos, has already threatened to countersue American Transit for defamation, demanding a whopping $5 million in damages. Garagos claims the lawsuit has caused irreparable damage to Dr. Hostin's reputation and deeply hurt their family's emotional well-being. But critics, they're not buying it. Many are calling Sunny's fiery response nothing but a distraction, a tactic to shift attention away from the serious allegations hanging over her husband's head. This battle is far from over, and it's only getting messier. And let's not miss the irony here. Sunny has spent years on The View calling out public figures for their alleged wrongdoings, whether they're politicians, celebrities, or anyone in between. She's built her career on holding people accountable, but now the tables have completely turned and she's the one under the microscope. It's like a plot twist straight out of a movie, the hunter becoming the hunted, and the internet is loving every second of it. As this legal battle unfolds, one thing's crystal clear. This story is far from over. The lawsuit against Drew Hostin is expected to drag on for years with wave after wave of court filings, motions, and a lengthy discovery process. And with so many defendants caught in the mix, you can bet there'll be plenty of finger-pointing and backroom deals as people scramble to save themselves. But the real question on everyone's mind? How will this explosive scandal affect Sunny's career and her public image? Can she weather the storm? Or is this the kind of controversy that changes everything? Can Sunny weather this storm and come out stronger on the other side? Or is this the beginning of the end for her time in the spotlight? Only time will tell. But one thing's certain, everyone is watching this story unfold, and let's be real. This scandal isn't just sparking chatter about Sunny and her family. It's got people talking about way bigger issues. How do we truly hold people in power accountable? What happens when the public figures we admire take a fall from grace? And perhaps the biggest question of all, how do we separate fact from fiction in a world where rumors spread like wildfire? These aren't easy questions, and they're right at the heart of this swirling drama. Heavy stuff, no doubt, but just when you think things can't get messier, guess what? This saga is about to crank up the drama to a whole new level. Buckle up, because if you thought you'd seen it all, you haven't seen anything yet. Just when you think you've seen the peak of this chaos, boom, another bombshell drops, leaving everyone wide-eyed and asking, what's next? Sunny Hostin and her husband, Drew Emmanuel Hostin, are caught in a whirlwind that seems to be spiraling out of control. And with each new detail that surfaces, it's getting harder and harder to look away. So let's dive back into the heart of the madness. While the allegations against Drew are jaw-dropping enough, it's the ripple effects of this scandal that are just as captivating. You've got Sunny, a high-profile TV personality, a household name, someone who's built her entire brand on being a voice of reason and a fighter for justice. And now, she's being dragged into the mud of her husband's alleged misdeeds. But here's where things get really juicy. People are starting to seriously question if Sunny might have played a bigger role in this whole mess than she's letting on. Was she more than just a supportive spouse standing by her man? Or is there something deeper lurking beneath the surface? The speculation is intense, and this drama is nowhere near cooling off. Could Sunny have been actively involved in the inner workings of this alleged scheme? The whispers are getting louder, and the speculation isn't slowing down anytime soon. And honestly, these rumors are just too wild to brush off. Let's dive in, because the buzz surrounding this is off the charts. Some sources claim Sunny may have used her legal background, remember she's a former prosecutor, to help Drew navigate the murky waters of this alleged operation. And here's where things get really crazy. There's talk that she may have helped him funnel money through a maze of shell companies, using her expertise to create a paper trail so complex that investigators would struggle to connect the dots. And if that's not enough to make jaws drop, there are also allegations that she acted as a sort of middleman, helping move funds in ways that made them nearly impossible to trace. Can you believe that? Now, to be fair, these are just allegations at this point. But let's be real. It paints a seriously dramatic picture that's hard to ignore. The intrigue is off the charts, and people can't stop talking. Now, let's add another layer to this already messy situation. Over the years, Sunny has been very open about her personal life. On The View, she shared stories about her family, her marriage, and her values, all wrapped up in this image of being relatable and grounded. But now, people are starting to seriously question how much of that image is real. Because let's be honest, if even a fraction of these allegations against her husband turn out to be true, it raises some major red flags about what's really been going on behind the scenes. And here's the kicker. This could be the ultimate irony. For someone who's built a career calling out others for shady behavior, how does she reconcile being a public figure demanding accountability while possibly turning a blind eye, or worse, allegedly participating in something this questionable? And let's not forget the fallout over at The View. This scandal has put the show in a tough spot, and you can feel the tension every time Sunny walks on set. Her co-hosts? They've been unusually silent, which is strange for a show built on tackling tough topics and speaking truth to power. The awkwardness is impossible to miss, and viewers are definitely noticing. The silence surrounding this scandal is deafening, and fans can't help but wonder, what's really going on behind the scenes? Could the producers be weighing their options, debating whether keeping Sunny on the show is worth the potential hit to its reputation? The View is known for embracing controversy and sparking heated debates, but this might be one scandal they didn't see coming. And speaking of fans, let's talk reactions, because social media is on fire. Opinions are pouring in, and trust us, people are not holding back. On one side, you've got loyal supporters defending Sunny, claiming she's being unfairly targeted just because of her husband's alleged actions. They argue it's unjust to judge her for something she might not have even known about. Let her do her job, some fans are saying. But on the flip side, critics are relentless. They're calling her hypocritical and demanding she step down from The View. One fiery commenter even wrote, "How can she sit there preaching accountability when her own house is in chaos?" The divide is real, and this controversy shows no signs of cooling off anytime soon. Sunny Hostin, according to some critics, has brought this entire situation on herself. At least that's what people are saying. One fan didn't hold back, blasting the show as racist and hateful and calling for it to be taken off the air for good. Clearly, emotions are boiling over, and the court of public opinion is more divided than ever. But hold up, because this story, it just keeps getting messier. Sunny has always portrayed herself as a champion for the underdog, someone who stands up for those without a voice. But the allegations against her husband paint a completely different picture. According to the lawsuit, Drew Hostin's alleged scheme targeted some of the most vulnerable people: taxi drivers, Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, hardworking individuals who often don't have the resources to fight back against a massive fraud operation. If these claims turn out to be true, it's not just a betrayal of public trust. It's a betrayal of the very people Sunny claims to fight for. And let's be real, that's the kind of narrative that's incredibly hard to bounce back from. Now, let's switch gears and dive into how Sunny is responding to all this chaos, because her reaction has been nothing short of fiery. Sunny isn't exactly lying low and hoping this storm passes. Not at all. She's come out swinging, accusing American Transit of launching a smear campaign against her family. In a blazing statement, she didn't hold back, claiming, "This company has a history of filing frivolous claims, has been investigated by New York State, and has even been sued by Uber Technologies." And she didn't stop there. Sunny and her husband's legal team, led by the notorious Mark Geragos, have threatened to countersue American Transit for defamation, demanding a whopping $5 million in damages. According to them, this lawsuit is nothing but a desperate move by a nearly bankrupt company trying to dodge legitimate payouts. But here's the catch: critics aren't buying it. They argue that Sunny's aggressive approach is just a distraction tactic, a way to shift the spotlight off the serious allegations and onto the insurance company. And honestly, it's a smart play. Turn the tables, question the accuser, and muddy the waters. But will it work? Can this strategy actually sway public opinion and salvage her reputation? Only time will tell. The tension's rising, and everyone's watching to see what happens next. One thing that's hard to miss? The timing of all this, it's wild. Right in the middle of this media firestorm, Sunny has kept showing up on The View, diving into hot-button issues and delivering her signature fiery commentary. But fans have picked up on something different. Her usual confidence seems a little shaken, and there's a noticeable tension between her and her co-hosts that wasn't there before. It's like she's desperately trying to keep things normal while everything is crumbling around her. But the real question is, can she keep this up? And more importantly, should she? Whispers are already swirling that the network is seriously considering her future on the show, weighing whether keeping her around is worth the risk to The View's reputation. And let's not lose sight of the bigger picture, because this scandal isn't just about Sunny and her husband. The implications reach far beyond them. raising serious questions about accountability, public trust, and what happens when public figures face personal crises on such a massive stage. This saga isn't slowing down, and people can't stop watching. This isn't just about one scandal, it's about what happens when public figures fall from grace. We've seen stories like this unfold time and time again, but let's be real, it never stops being fascinating. How do you rebuild a career when your credibility is in question? How do you win back an audience that feels betrayed? These are the tough questions Sunny will have to face as this dramatic saga continues to unfold. So where does that leave us? For now, we're all watching, waiting to see what happens next. Will Sunny and her husband clear their names? Or is this scandal the final chapter in both of their careers? And what about The View? Can the show survive this level of controversy? Or will the network be forced to make some tough calls about its future? The speculation is running wild, and people can't stop talking. Got your own theories? Drop them in the comments below. Let's keep the conversation going and try to unravel this twisted web together. Until next time, stay curious and keep those theories coming. This story is far from over, and you won't want to miss what happens next.